every family, there are secrets. Some are hidden. Some are whispered. And some are so obvious that they sting like salt on an open wound. What happens when parents choose one child over the other? The gods will always balance it. Favoritism destroyed this family. She gave her sister a wig as a gift, but it destroyed her whole family. Chief Obinna and Madam Ebel lived in a mansion in the heart of Lagos. Their compound stretched wide, with marble floors that gleamed like mirrors, golden gates that stood tall against the world, and cars that purred like tigers in the garage. They had wealth, power, and 2 daughters, both beautiful, yet never equal in their parents' eyes. The first was Chiamaka, the jewel of their home. Light-skinned, tall, with a smile that seemed to summon the sun. Wherever she went, eyes followed her. She was their pride, their crown, their favorite. The second was Adana. Quiet, gentle, darker in skin, a little slimmer. She carried herself with grace, but her parents never saw it. To them, she was simply there. At family gatherings, Chief Obinna would raise his glass and toast to Chiamaka's beauty. Madam Ebel would buy her the finest gowns, the latest handbags, and shoes straight from Paris. But Adana, she was dressed in the leftovers, ignored in conversations, treated like a shadow in her own home. The family sat around the dining table, a chandelier spilling golden light over them. Chief Obinna cleared his throat proudly. "Ah, my daughter, Chiamaka," he said, smiling wide, "next week is your engagement party. I can't wait to see you as the bride of Tobechukwu, the son of Chief Agu. A powerful union. This is the kind of daughter a man can boast about." Madam Ebel clapped her hands, beaming. "My jewel, my star, you will shine brighter than any diamond that night." They all laughed, except Adana. She sat quietly at the far end of the table, her spoon tracing circles in her soup. No one asked how her day went. No one remembered she had won an award in school the week before. No one even noticed her silence. Her heart burned, but she swallowed it. She always swallowed it. That night, Adana lay in her room, staring at the ceiling. The walls around her were painted a soft cream, but the room itself looked plain compared to her sister's. No chandelier, no expensive rug, no designer perfumes displayed on a glass shelf. She whispered to herself, "Why did God put me here? Why give me parents who see me but never look at me?" A tear slipped down her cheek, but she wiped it away quickly. Then she remembered something. Her sister's birthday was only days away. And despite the pain, despite the favoritism, Adana's heart remained soft. She thought, maybe if I buy her something special, she will see that I love her. Maybe she will love me back. Maybe even Mama and Papa will see me differently. The next morning, Adana took a driver to Balagan Market. The air was thick with the smell of roasted corn, the shouts of traders, the clatter of footsteps. As she walked between stalls, her eyes caught sight of wigs displayed like crowns, curly, straight, bone straight, and braided. She paused, staring. Yes, a wig, she thought. Chiamaka loves wigs. Maybe if I give her the finest one, she will smile at me. Maybe she will hug me. Ah, fine girl, come and buy Brazilian hair. Original bone straight. Imported from Malaysia, vendors shouted at her. But one stall stood out. It was quiet. Almost too quiet. There, beneath a faded umbrella, sat a woman wrapped in Ankara cloth. Her eyes were sharp, ancient, yet her face carried no wrinkles. Before her, on a mannequin head, sat a wig long, black, flowing like a river at midnight. It glimmered strangely, as though alive. Adana felt her feet move toward it. Ah, the woman's voice was soft, but it cut through the noise of the market. You have come for this one. Adana frowned. How do you know? The woman smiled faintly. Because it calls to you. Adana shivered. How much is it? The woman's eyes glinted. The price is not money, my child. It is a choice. Adana hesitated. I don't understand. The woman leaned closer. This wig is not ordinary. It shines light where there is shadow. It turns the forgotten into the chosen. It takes from the proud and gives to the humble. But every gift has a price. Adana stepped back. I only want it for my sister. For her birthday. The woman laughed, low and unsettling. Then give it to her. Let us see how it dances on her head. She wrapped the wig in brown paper and pressed it into Adana's hands. Go. Your story begins. Before Adana could ask another question, the woman turned away, vanishing into the crowd as though she had never been there. The mansion glittered that evening. Music filled the halls, laughter echoed from the garden. Cars lined the driveway, and guests poured in, dressed in silk and lace. Chiamaka descended the stairs in a sparkling gown, her fiancé, Tobe, by her side. All eyes followed her. She was radiant. Adana, dressed simply, stepped forward nervously, holding a small wrapped box. Sister, she said softly, offering it. Happy birthday. Chiamaka barely looked at her. She unwrapped the box lazily, her brows lifting when she saw the wig inside. Oh, it's nice, she said flatly. Though it doesn't look expensive. She turned to Tobe. Babe, see what Adana bought me. A wig. Tobe smiled politely. It's beautiful. Chiamaka shrugged, then laughed. Well, I suppose I can wear it tonight for fun. Let's see how it looks. She slipped away, upstairs, and in front of her mirror, placed the wig on her head. At first, nothing. Then, the light flickered. The mirror seemed to ripple. Chiamaka gasped. She looked even more beautiful. Her eyes shone brighter, her skin glowed, her lips curved perfectly. She twirled, laughing. But something else happened, something she did not notice. The shadows in the room stretched. The reflection behind her smiled when she did not. When she returned downstairs, heads turned. But not toward her. Toward Adana. Guests began whispering. Is that the younger one? Adana? Ah, she looks so fine tonight. She has a glow I've never noticed before. Even finer than Chiamaka. Tobe's eyes lingered too long on Adana. Madame Ebel frowned, confused. Chief Obinna rubbed his chin. And for the first time in her life, Adana felt seen. That night, the balance began to shift. What was meant as a gift became a curse. And in the mansion of Chief Obinna, jealousy sharpened its claws. Chiamaka returned to the party, the wig flowing like black silk down her back. She laughed, she posed, she danced. But for some reason, the glow was not hers anymore. When she smiled, people's eyes drifted toward Adana instead. When she laughed, their ears caught Adana's softer giggle. When she held Tobe's hand, his gaze still found Adana. It was subtle at first, but to a favored child who was used to being the center of every room, it was a knife to the heart. Madame Ebel leaned toward one of her friends, frowning. Am I the only one seeing it? Look at Adana tonight. She has blossomed. The friend chuckled. Ah, Ebel, you have been hiding this flower in your house. All this while, we thought Chiamaka was the only jewel. But see Adana, she is glowing like morning sun. Madame Ebel forced a smile, but inside, something twisted. She was not used to hearing praise for her second daughter. Later that night, Chiamaka pulled Tobe aside, her voice sharp. Why were you staring at Adana? Tobe blinked innocently. What? I wasn't staring. You think I don't see it? Your eyes followed her like she hissed. Chiamaka, Tobe interrupted calmly, don't embarrass yourself. She's your sister. Relax. But his words did not calm her. They only deepened the fear rising in her chest. The next morning, Chiamaka stood before her mirror. The wig lay neatly on her dresser. She touched her face. Her skin looked pale, dull. Her eyes had lost their sparkle. Her lips felt dry. She gasped. What is happening to me? She grabbed the wig and placed it on her head. Instantly, her reflection brightened again. She smiled in relief. But then, her reflection did not smile back. Her hands froze. The reflection blinked slowly, then tilted its head while she did not. Chiamaka screamed, tearing the wig off. The reflection snapped back to normal. She stumbled backward, chest heaving. But then she shook her head, forcing a laugh. No, no. I must be tired. Just tired. Still, she shoved the wig back into its box, refusing to look at it again. At the long glass dining table, the family gathered for breakfast. Chief Obinna cleared his throat. Adana, my dear, he said suddenly, I noticed how graceful you looked last night. You are growing into a fine young woman. Adana looked up, shocked. Thank you, Papa. It was the first compliment he had ever given her. Madame Ebel nodded reluctantly. Yes, you looked beautiful, Adana. That dress suited you. Adana's heart fluttered. She smiled shyly. But across the table, Chiamaka's spoon clattered against her plate. She glared at her parents, then at Adana. My parents, praising her? Her stomach turned. A few days later, Tobe came to the mansion to see Chiamaka. But when the gate opened, it was Adana he found first. She stood in the garden, watering flowers. The sunlight touched her face gently, making her skin glow like honey. Tobe stopped, watching. His heart skipped. Adana, he called. She turned, startled. Oh, Tobe. You're here for Chiamaka. She's inside. But he didn't move. You look different these days. Adana's cheeks flushed. Different? How? Beautiful, he said simply. Adana froze, then forced a laugh. Don't tease me. Go inside. She's waiting. Tobe smiled, but the look in his eyes lingered. And so, the shift deepened. The wig fed. Not on hair, not on flesh, but on balance. It stole light from one sister, and poured it onto the other. One evening, Chiamaka sat at her vanity, brushing her hair. She refused to wear the wig again, yet she couldn't stop glancing at it. The box seemed to whisper, faintly. Suddenly, crack. The glass of her mirror split in two, a jagged line running across it. She screamed. Madame Ebel rushed in. What happened? Chiamaka pointed at the mirror, trembling. It broke on its own. Her mother frowned. You're imagining things. Perhaps you pressed too hard while cleaning it. No, Mama, I swear. Enough. Madame Ebel snapped. You are acting strange lately, Chiamaka. Ever since that party. Chiamaka bit her lip, but said nothing. Her eyes darted back to the wig. That night, in their bedroom, Chief Obinna and Madame Ebel whispered. Have you noticed? Chief Obinna asked. Adana is blossoming, while Chiamaka seems to be fading. Madame Ebel sighed. Yes. I don't understand it. Perhaps we've been too hard on Adana. She is becoming the pride of the family now. Chief Obinna nodded slowly. It may be time to rethink our investments. After all, people are starting to notice her. Unseen by them, Chiamaka stood outside their door, her fist pressed against her mouth. Tears burned her eyes. Her parents were choosing Adana. That night, when everyone slept, Chiamaka sat alone in her room. The wig's box lay before her. A faint whisper slipped through the silence. Wear me. Her hands shook. No. I won't. Wear me, or lose everything. Her breath quickened. She pressed her palms against her ears, but the voice was inside her. Finally, with trembling fingers, she lifted the wig and placed it on her head. Instantly, her face glowed again. She gasped in relief. Yes, yes. But in the mirror, her reflection smirked, and whispered. You are no longer the chosen one. Chiamaka tore the wig off, screaming. And so, the curse dug deeper into the family. Love shifted. Beauty shifted. Balance was broken. And jealousy became a storm waiting to burst. Chief Obinna hosted a grand dinner to celebrate Chiamaka's upcoming wedding. Politicians, business partners, and family friends filled the hall. The chandeliers sparkled, the tables overflowed with food, and a live band played soft high-life music. Chiamaka walked in, dressed in a golden gown. She expected the usual applause. But instead, people's eyes slid past her. They landed on Adana. Adana wore a simple emerald dress, her hair flowing gently down her back. Yet she glowed as though heaven itself poured light upon her. Guests whispered, some even left their seats to greet her. Adana, my dear, you look radiant tonight. Chief, you have another daughter this fine? Why have you been hiding her? If I had known, I would have proposed for her instead. Chiamaka's jaw tightened. She forced a smile, but her chest burned with fire. Later, as speeches were made, Tobe stood up to speak about his bride-to-be. "I am blessed to be engaged to Chiamaka," he said warmly. "She has always been the jewel of this family." But then, his eyes flicked toward Adana. Just for a moment. Just long enough. Chiamaka saw it. So did her mother. And in that small slip, her world cracked further. That night, Chiamaka stormed into her parents' room. "Mama, Papa, something is wrong. Adana is using witchcraft on me." Madame Ebel gasped. "Chiamaka, how can you say such a thing? She is your sister." Chiamaka's eyes burned with tears. "No, Mama. Ever since I wore that wig she gave me, my life has been turning upside down. Can't you see? Everyone looks at her now. Even Tobe. Even you too." Chief Obinna frowned deeply. "Are you drunk? What nonsense are you saying? Adana has been nothing but respectful. She deserves recognition." Chiamaka shook her head violently. "No. No. Can't you see it? The wig, it's evil." Madame Ebel slapped her sharply. "Pa, enough. You are embarrassing us. Jealousy does not suit you, Chiamaka. You should be proud of your sister, not accuse her." Chiamaka staggered back, her cheek stinging. Her eyes darted to the door where Adana stood silently, having overheard everything. Their eyes met. Chiamaka hissed, pointing a trembling finger. You did this to me." Adana's lips parted, her voice soft. "Sister, I only wanted to love you." But her words sounded like poison in Chiamaka's ears. In the days that followed, strange things began to happen. One morning, Chiamaka slipped on the marble staircase, tumbling down with a scream. She twisted her ankle badly. The doctors came, but she limped for weeks. Another time, a chandelier chain snapped in the living room. It crashed just inches from where she sat today. The household whispered. Bad luck follows her now. Maybe she is cursed. Perhaps God has withdrawn his favor. Meanwhile, Adana grew brighter. Her skin glowed, her laughter rang like bells. Even the staff began to treat her with new respect, bowing slightly whenever she passed. One evening, Tobe came to visit. He was supposed to spend time with Chiamaka, but she found him in the garden, with Adana. They weren't touching, but the closeness in their voices was undeniable. "Adana," Tobe said softly, "I don't know what's happening to me. I can't stop thinking about you." Adana shook her head firmly. "No, Tobe. You are my sister's fiancé. This is wrong. Please, don't say such things." "But it's true," Tobe whispered. "You are the one I see now. The one who shines." Tears filled Adana's eyes. "No, please. Don't ruin her because of me." But Chiamaka had heard enough. She stepped out, her face twisted with rage. "You snake," she spat. "Both of you." Adana gasped. "Sister, no. Shut up." Chiamaka screamed. "You think I don't see it? You are stealing everything from me. My parents, my beauty, my fiancé. I will not let you take my life." She lunged at Adana, shoving her to the ground. The commotion brought Chief Obinna and Madame Ebel running. "What is going on here?" Chief thundered. Chiamaka pointed at Adana, sobbing. "She wants to take Tobe from me." Adana shook her head frantically. "Papa, no. I would never." But before she could finish, Tobe stepped forward. His voice was calm, but heavy. "Chief, with all respect, it is true. My heart has shifted. I love Adana." The words struck like thunder. Chiamaka wailed, collapsing onto the grass. "No, no, no." Madame Ebel grabbed her husband's arm. "Obinna, do something." But Chief Obinna only stared at Adana with strange admiration. "Perhaps, it is destiny." Chiamaka's scream echoed through the night, carrying pain that could split the heavens. And so, the last thread of Chiamaka's pride snapped. Her fiancé betrayed her. Her parents abandoned her. Her sister stood glowing in the light. What was left, except madness? Days turned to weeks. Chiamaka wandered the mansion like a ghost. Her eyes were hollow, her beauty fading each day. But inside, she burned with vengeance. One night, she sat before the wig on her dresser, her voice trembling. "You did this. You ruined me. You chose her over me. The wig lay silent. Chiamaka's fingers curled. If Adana thinks she can have it all, she is wrong. I will destroy her, even if it kills me. She began to plan. One evening, Adana wandered into Balagan Market again. Her mind was heavy with guilt. Tobe's confession of love haunted her. Her parents' sudden affection suffocated her. And Chiamaka's screams, they echoed in her chest at night. She passed through the busy stalls, yet her feet carried her to a quiet corner, and there sat the same woman. Mama Ifunanya. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. Ah, the chosen one has returned. Adana froze. Who are you? What did you sell me? Mama Ifunanya chuckled. I gave you what you asked for, a gift for your sister. A wig that shifts light. It steals from the proud, and pours into the forgotten. Adana's heart raced. But it's destroying her. It's destroying us. The woman's smile did not waver. Did I not warn you? Every gift has a price. Balance cannot be broken without blood. Adana trembled. How do I stop it? The woman leaned forward, her voice a whisper. You cannot stop it. It must play its course. But remember, the wig does not choose wrongly. It only reveals what lies beneath. Before Adana could ask more, the woman vanished again, leaving behind only the faint smell of smoke. Back at the mansion, Chiamaka's mind had twisted into something dark. She waited until midnight, her eyes red, her body trembling. She lifted the wig slowly, whispering, if you gave her everything, then give it back to me. Make me shine again. She placed it on her head. At first, her beauty flickered back. Her skin glowed, her lips softened, her eyes brightened. She gasped in relief. But then, the glow burned too bright. Her skin tightened, her veins bulged, her eyes darkened. She screamed, clawing at the wig, but it clung to her scalp like roots. Her reflection in the mirror laughed, mocking her. You were never the chosen one. You were only borrowed light. Chiamaka collapsed, panting, her fingers bleeding from scratching her own skin. Still, she whispered, if I cannot have it, then she will not either. I will end this once and for all. Chief Obinna decided to host a grand dinner to announce a shocking decision. He would break Chiamaka's engagement and offer Tobe to Adana instead. The mansion glittered with guests once again. Musicians played, waiters served champagne, laughter filled the air. Adana sat at the table, her hands trembling under her gown. She wanted no part of this betrayal, but she was trapped in the current of events. Then the doors slammed open. Chiamaka entered. She was pale, trembling, her hair wild, and the cursed wig clung to her head like a living shadow. Gasps filled the room. Chiamaka, what have you done to yourself? Madame Ebel cried. Chiamaka's eyes blazed with fury. She pointed at Adana. You stole my life. But tonight, it ends. She lunged across the hall, knocking over glasses, dragging Adana to the center. Guests screamed, scattering. Adana cried out, Sister, please, I never wanted this. You lie. Chiamaka shrieked, her voice layered with something inhuman. You took everything from me. The wig shimmered, its strands writhing like snakes. A black mist seeped into the air. Chief Obinna stepped forward, trembling. Chiamaka, remove that thing from your head. But she only laughed, a sound too deep to be human. The chandeliers flickered, the mirrors cracked, the marble floor trembled. Suddenly, Mama Ifunanya's voice echoed through the hall, though she was nowhere to be seen. The price must be paid. The balance must be restored. Chiamaka screamed, clutching her head. Blood trickled from her nose, her body convulsing. The wig seemed to burn into her scalp, fusing with her skin. Adana knelt before her, sobbing. Sister, please, forgive me. I never meant to take your place. For one brief second, Chiamaka's eyes softened. The old sister she once was flickered through. But then, the wig tightened its grip. She shrieked, collapsing to the ground. The wig slid from her head, but not before tearing strands of her hair and skin with it. It landed between the two sisters, writhing like a living creature, then burst into flames without fire. When the smoke cleared, Chiamaka lay still. The hall was silent. Guests trembled, whispering prayers. Madame Ebble fell to her knees beside her daughter's lifeless body, wailing, "Chiamaka, my jewel, my star." Chief Obinna stood frozen, his face pale, his pride shattered. Tobe lowered his head in shame. And Adana wept. Not with victory, not with relief, but with sorrow that cut deeper than any blade. She whispered, "I only wanted love. Not this, not this." Weeks later, Adana returned to Balagan Market. She searched every corner, but Mama Ifunanya was gone. No stall, no trace, no memory of her ever being there. Only whispers followed Adana through the market streets. They said a mysterious wig seller appears only to those whose families are poisoned with envy. And once her gift is taken, the family will never remain the same. Adana paused, staring at the sky. Her tears fell silently. And so, the wig claimed its price. Favoritism had birthed envy. Envy had birthed greed. And greed had birthed ruin. In the mansion of Chief Obinna, love was broken, beauty was cursed, and justice came, not as a gift, but as a grave. Beware what you give. Beware what you take. For in every gift, lies a curse waiting to be awakened.